One of the biggest F1 shockers of 2024 came when it was announced that Guenther Steiner, the leader of Haas F1 Team, has left his role as team principal. In a surprising twist, Ayao Komatsu, the director of engineering, steps into Steiner's shoes. Known for his prominent role in Netflix's Drive to Survive, Steiner guided Haas since their F1 debut in 2016, achieving notable highs such as a debut point in Australia and a pole position in Brazil. But after a tough 2023, talks with team owner Gene Haas led to Steiner leaving right away. Now, Gene Haas has finally broken his silence over what went wrong and why Steiner left suddenly. Let's find out. Guenther Steiner joined the F1 scene back in 2001, and ever since he has been in the mix with some big teams. He started his career as a manager when Jaguar Racing hired him as their main guy. Niki Lauda, a big shot, picked him for the job. According to Steiner, Lauda asked around for talent at Ford, and they pointed at him saying, "There's Guenther." But Steiner found out later that it might have been a bit of a fib. Now, he managed the engineering side of things at Milton Keynes for Jaguar Racing, but tough times hit in 2002. Jaguar struggled, and Ford kicked out Lauda. On December 5th, 2002, Steiner got the boot too, making room for David Pitchforth. Jaguar said he did a good job, but needed a change. They even offered him another gig, but Steiner said no thanks and took a break in 2003 before joining Opel. Then came Red Bull in 2005. Steiner, along with Christian Horner, made Red Bull racing better. But when they nabbed a top tech guy from McLaren, Steiner got an offer to build a NASCAR team in the US. He thought the F1 team was too crowded, so he packed his bags and headed to North Carolina. After leaving Red Bull, Steiner started a company called Fiberworks Composites in 2009 in Mooresville, North Carolina. During that time, he met Joe Custer and Gene Haas from Stewart-Haas Racing. They didn't want to invest in a new F1 team, but Steiner pitched the idea of starting one themselves. That's how the Haas F1 team was born, with Steiner as the team principal. Haas made history in 2016, becoming the first American F1 team in 30 years. They scored points in their debut race with driver Romain Grosjean, finishing 6th in Australia. Steiner became famous for his straight talk, especially on Netflix's Drive to Survive, where he didn't shy away from a bit of swearing. But in January 2024, Haas decided not to renew Steiner's contract for the 2024 season. Ayao Komatsu, the team's former trackside engineering director, stepped in as the new team principal. Now, Steiner has spoken about his exit, sharing his thoughts at the Autosport International show in Birmingham, UK. "Can I start with something from my side?" Steiner kicked off as he chatted with Sky Sport F1's David Croft. "I didn't have the chance to say thank you to a few people when I left Haas F1. I would just like to thank all the team members which I couldn't give a proper goodbye to when I left." Steiner made sure to shout out to the fans too, appreciating the support. "It stung not being able to say goodbye to the team, but they all know me and that I still appreciate what they did." He went on to spill the details about how he got the news of his departure. "It wasn't an email or a meeting. It was a good old phone call. Gene called me and said that he doesn't want to extend the contract, which was up at the end of the season, and that was it." Was it a surprise? Well, sort of. It's always a little bit of a surprise, but then in the end, he owns the team. He can do what he wants, and it's his decision. But now for the big question. Was a change really needed? Steiner played it cool, saying, "I think whether a change was needed can be answered only in time. I cannot answer that one because otherwise I could say what is happening in the future." Now, Gene Haas, the team owner, gave his take in an exclusive interview. It all boiled down to performance. The team didn't shine in 2023, scoring just 12 points and landing at the bottom of the constructors' standing. Haas didn't mince words, even using the word embarrassed when talking about their connection with Ferrari. And as for Gene Haas's plans, Steiner kept it straightforward. "I don't know Gene Haas's plans for the future. He didn't share them with me. and he doesn't have to, by the way. I want to make that one clear as well. I'm actually not really interested in that anymore. Steiner didn't just spill the tea on the serious stuff. He took a trip down memory lane, reminiscing about the good times at Haas. He shared the moments that made him go, wow, this is real, like the first test in Barcelona in 2016. The moment when they realized, hey, we're on the racetrack. And then scoring points at their race debut in Australia, proving the naysayers wrong. There were so many naysayers at the time. Then you go out there and score points, so it's pretty cool, he grinned. He also fondly remembered the 5th place finish in the championship in 2018, a milestone in just their 3rd year. But he nearly forgot about the shock pull at Interlagos in 2022. You think you're just dreaming, then it gets done and it's fantastic. We didn't have our best year there. Then at the end of the season, you do this poll and it was like, wow, we did this. We had a poll as a team. Now, shifting gears, Steiner expressed gratitude for the heartwarming messages from his current drivers, Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg. They called him a character, and he thanked them for their love. But Haas is not playing the blame game. He is looking at the bigger picture. I'm not sitting here saying it's Guenther's fault or anything like that, but it just seems like this was an appropriate time to make a change and try a different direction, because it doesn't seem like continuing with what we had is really going to work. But now for the next big question. What's next for Steiner in F1? When asked if he wants to stay in the game, he shrugged it off with a smile. If F1 wants me, I don't know that. I guess I have to find something to do. At the moment, I'm very chilled out about the situation. I'm not in a hurry. And he's keeping it cool, taking it easy, saying, people will see me around in F1. I know a lot of people, I've got a lot of friends, and for me, just hanging around a year, doing an odd job, speaking with people, that does it for me. But he's not rushing into anything. If something interesting comes along that challenges me, yes, but just staying in F1 just to do a job, maybe it's not what I want to do. Steiner wants a gig where he can make a difference, where you can achieve something, and if you try, you get somewhere. But for now, he is in chill mode. It was 10 tough years behind me. I'm still good. I've got plenty of stuff to do. Plenty of stuff to clean up at home. Just ask my wife, he chuckled. And then there's family time. Also, it's good to stay with the family. My daughter is 14 years old. She's quite demanding. She has got an opinion on everything. But now, we would love to hear from you. Do you think this change in leadership will rev up Haas's performance on the F1 grid? Or are we in for a different kind of race? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more awesome F1 stuff.